Here are 3 things you may not know about building a new construction home. Hey y'all, I am Melanie Beran with Wyatt Properties, my home in Houston, and I'm here to bring you the information that you need to know whether you're buying, selling, or building in the Houston area. If that's helpful to you, make sure that you like this video and subscribe so that you can get all the information that you need on your home buying journey. All right, let's jump right into it. The first thing that you may not know about a new build community versus a resale home is a lot of times, especially in the Houston area, those new build communities are going to have a higher tax rate. What does that mean for you? Well, there's a few things to know. One, that means that your monthly payment could be a little bit higher. You could be talking about a resale home that is $300,000 with a 2.8 tax rate, or a new build home that is $300,000 with a 3.2 tax rate. That is going to raise your monthly payment a little bit, and even though those homes are both listed at $300,000. The part that you really need to pay attention on that is if you are shopping right at the top of your budget, your local lender may not have approved you for a $300,000 home at a 3.3 tax rate. They may have pre-approved you for a $300,000 home at a 2.8 tax rate. That's why, one, it's really important to communicate with your lender, especially if you're considering a new build home. If you know perhaps what some of the communities are that you're looking at, communicate with your realtor and your lender so we can look at those tax rates and make sure you're prepared. Two, what that also means is kind of going back to that scenario, if your lender pre-approved you for $300,000 at a 2.8 tax rate and you want to go under contract on a $300,000 home in a new build community that's a 3.2 tax rate, your pre-approval for that tax rate may not go that high and you may not qualify for that home. That's one of the reasons that it is so important to work with a local lender and work with a realtor so that we can help you make the right choices and plan appropriately for what you want to do and where you want to be. Did anybody else just see this earring fall out? Like, what's even happening? Sorry about that. Apparently I'm so passionate about, new build construction and making sure that you have a good plan and my accessories are falling off. Anyway, back to today's scheduled programming. The second thing that you may not know about new build construction, it is actually possible to add on and upgrade so much that your loan will not cover the upgrades. Basically what that means is even with a new build, when you have a home loan, the lender is going to send in an appraiser to look at the value of your home and the value of the homes around it to find their opinion of value of that home. And it's kind of confusing and it's hard to understand, but just because you add $40,000 worth of dollars at the upgrade center does not mean the appraiser will find that that improves the value of the home by $40,000. And it's a little, you're like, well, I added $40,000. Why doesn't it add $40,000 of a value to the appraisal? I get it. It can be frustrating. If you are reasonable at the design center, and if you are talking with your lender and you're talking with me and you're talking with a design center professional, they will probably not bring this up, by the way, but it's something if you ask them about, they can help let you know how much you're adding and if that could affect the appraisal. But you just need to be prepared for, if you kind of stick with, ask them what their average improvement percentage is. I often tell buyers around 10% of your model or your floor plan, add that at the design center. A lot of times, as long as you stay within about that, you'll be okay. But if you over improve it, you could actually be responsible if you add $100,000 worth of upgrades at the design center and the appraiser only recognizes $60,000 of improvement on the appraisal, you could actually be responsible for bringing that $40,000 extra to closing. Okay, and you might not have $40,000 extra dollars, or maybe you're planning on spending that on something else. So just know that you want to make sure that you are upgrading where it counts in your home. That's going to be things like the kitchen and the primary bathroom. Those typically have the best appraisal value and things like that. But just know that, yes, you have a home loan and the home loan is for the home, but if you add $50,000 to $70,000 worth of things at the design center, that does not mean that the appraisal will cover that, and you could be responsible for bringing some of that cash to cover it at closing. And thing number 3 that you may not know about building a new construction home is you can have a real estate agent represent you, and oftentimes we're going to recommend it because in this way it's actually a lot like a resale home. When you buy a resale home, my broker and their broker are in a cooperative agreement through our real estate association that the seller, will pay the listing broker a commission, and then that is split, and part of it is given to the buyer's representation agent. That's how commission works in a resale market. But what you may not know is the builder has already priced the home with the expectation of paying a real estate agent. So very rarely are you going to save any money by not having a real estate agent, because the builder already built in money in their profit margins to pay for a real estate agent in the first place. And so it really is going to be to your best interest the vast majority of time to go ahead and have a real estate agent on your side, because they are compensated through the builder anyways. So it's not typically going to cost you any money up front to have a buyer representation on your side. The builder has their builder rep, their sales rep. They have their on-site construction guy. They have all of their whole legal department behind them if they really need it. You want to have a professional on your side who is educated, who is state licensed, who is familiar with the builders. I, of course, if you're in the Houston area, would love to be that person. But even if you're not in the Houston area, you can contact me, because I have a network of other real estate agents across the country that we can help find somebody that you can know, like, and trust to represent your best interests. So those are the things that you may not know about building a new construction home. One, a lot of the times the tax rate's going to be higher, so you just want to keep an eye on that and know about it. Two, it is possible to over upgrade your home to the point that the builder's lender or your local lender, either one, it doesn't matter which lender it is in this case, they may not see that appraised value, and you could be on the hook on the backside for bringing the cash to closing to cover some of those upgrades. And then number three is that it does not cost you anything up front to have a real estate agent on your side, because the builder has already put that into their calculations when they're pricing the home. And so if they're going to have real estate professionals on their side, don't you want to have real estate professionals on your side advocating for your best interests? Because as great as those builder reps are, and I know a lot of wonderful builder reps, their client is the builder and not you. And that's why they want to work with real estate agents, to make sure that you are secure in the transaction that you're making, just like the builder wants to be secure in the transaction as well. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you have questions about new construction homes, make sure that you leave it in the comments. And while you're scrolling down there, check out the new construction home guide I have a link to in the description of this video. I almost said in the comments, that wouldn't even make sense. But in the description of this video, I have a new home construction guide for you, or a new build guide for you. Thanks for being here today. I hope something really great happens to you today.